Over generations, it has been restated by the government that Singapore is highly committed to the core principle of multiracialism. Uniquely for Singapore, this is categorized as Chinese, Malay, Indian, and others, also known as the CMIO matrix. From the time of resettlement to how we are today, how is Singapore society coping in trying to achieve an ideal multiracial society? Dating back from year 2000, in a speech by Prime Minister Goh, he mentions that the Singapore government's approach in building a nation is based on integration, not assimilation. This has brought the limelight to the Malays that have been portrayed as not being able to integrate into society. This dominant portrayal has become something ideological in the minds of Singaporeans across all racial categories today. It is said that the Malays have been keeping to themselves, translating into a portrayal of the inability to adapt in a multiracial society. In an interview with Yahoo News in January 2011, Lee mentioned that Muslims socially do not cause any trouble, but they are distinct and separate. He also felt that the nation was progressing very nicely until the surge of Islam came. He observed that other communities have easier integration with regards to friends, intermarriages, and so on than Muslims. Mr. Yatiman Yusof, Parliamentary Secretary of Foreign Affairs, observed that despite the government's attempts for multiracial integration in housing estates, Singaporeans Malays were showing a tendency to segregate themselves. He cautioned that this could risk some kind of ethnic grouping forming and can obstruct ethnic integration. A report on living flats was published in Berita Harian, 11 February 1972, depicting Malays as keeping to themselves and separating themselves from other communities. In the same report, the need to unite the different communities was reiterated as Malays were urged to have an attitude of tolerance and accept multi-ethnic living and prepare themselves to adapt to such a living condition. Another portrayal depicting that Malays were not integrating was one that Malays are not participating in community center activities. In an article by the Straits Times, 4th of June 1987, Dr. Ahmad Matar, Minister for the Environment and President of Mendaki, urged Muslim Singaporeans to help speed up the growth of neighborliness and a strong community spirit in the housing estates by volunteering your services in organizations and institutions which will reach out and involve the residents in community activities.